sides and just flip it over, add some more, and keep doing that. And then we'll show you how else to work it out. My hand feels really nasty. I'm gonna rinse my hands off. Okay, your chicken should look something a little bit like how this looks right here. And all I've been doing is just kind of tossing it around in the pot. Now I have here about 3 small, medium-sized Yukon Gold that I cut up, and we're just going to put that in there. I have carrots that I've cut into chunks, and we're going to add that here. Same thing goes as the rice. We have the ginger here, but we want to be able to distinguish what the ginger is from the potatoes. So I sliced it in strips versus the chunks, so I'll know the difference, and we're just going to add that right to the pot also. I have some scallion here. I'm going to cut the scallion up into the chicken just like that. Big chunks. No need to dice it up all fine and pretty. It smells so good in here. I've got, ooh. You just don't know. I'm excited when it comes to Jamaican food. This is the food of my homeland. Them same allspice balls. We're gonna add just a few to it also. Those 5 or whatever I just threw in makes such a big difference in the taste. I'm gonna add a little bit of black pepper. Well, depends on what you call a little bit. You certainly add as much as you like. Just about a tablespoon of this kosher salt here. 2 things that are not really the traditional things to add. I'm going to add also just a little bit of oregano and a little bit of rosemary. I think they bring out such a nice flavor in the meat, so I like to use them. I'm going to put a sprig of this thyme here. Once again, stem and all. You can easily pick those out at the end. I'm going to add just a dash of this cayenne pepper here. No, we like it spicy. Cayenne pepper is totally optional. You don't have to add it. It's up to you. I already have that habanero sauce in here, and then I'm adding cayenne pepper, so you know we're going to have a little bit of spiciness. But it's totally up to you. I'm going to add some bell peppers a little later on, and I have a little bit of brown sugar and some tomato sauce I'm going to add. But all of that is going to go on a little later on. We're just going to give this a good stir and let it kind of do its thing. Gotta get some elbows in there. We have here, this is 2 cups of water. I'm not going to add all of it at one time. I'm just going to gradually add it. I'm going to add about a cup right now. This is going to be cooked with an open pot at all times. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and add all of it. Cook with an open pot at all times. And when the water works its way down, we'll add more as we need. And now I'm going to cut my fire back up on high. Delicious stew chicken. Let's see what this rice is doing. Turn this pot around. My kitchen is small, but lots of good stuff happening here. So you'll see me stumbling over myself a little bit, but I'm not going to let the size of my kitchen stand in the way of great food. And you see how the rice is doing what I said it would? It's boiled down all the way. It's thickened up. You can see the grains a little bit here. I'm just gonna, I already gave it a nice stir. I'm scraping the cream off the edges. Believe you me, if you use coconut milk, it is fine, but it is so much better with coconut cream. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut my fire down to as low as I can possibly get it. It is very necessary to use a wide pot like this. You don't want to use something with a lot of height that's skinny, because then the steam has to rise and cook all your rice grains. You want to keep it as low as possible, so make sure you take that into consideration when you're using your pots. And we're going to just cover this up, and it's going to be simmering for about a good 35 minutes. Let it do its thing. I'm going to go ahead and add my peppers now. Add that right to it. I'm going to add 2 heaping tablespoons of this brown sugar. I have here some tomato sauce. It's probably about 3 ounces of tomato sauce. I'm going to dump that right in here. I'm going to stir this in, and then it's going to simmer together for about another 10-15 minutes, and it'll be good to go. So delicious. This will be the best stewed chicken you've ever had if you decide to try it. I've shown you all how to make how I make my cabbage before, but I'll do it again. I basically have a small cabbage here that I've halved. I like to cut the core out and just cut it down real small like that. I have my cabbage here already cut up. I'm going to add about half a cup of water to that. I have 4 tablespoons of butter in here. This is so simple. It's not a whole lot of stuff added to it, but it is delicious. I have some red and green bell peppers that have been diced up. And we know that cabbage shrinks as it cooks, so don't worry about the size of my pan. I have here a shredded carrot. Add that to it. And this is all just to give it some color. Okay. I'm going to add again a tablespoon of that brown sugar. Right to it. Everything's going to get mixed in. Some black pepper. Carrot stuck on my finger there. Black pepper. Using up my black pepper, aren't I? A little bit of oregano. A little bit of rosemary. And some seasoned salt. Okay, and that's probably about 2 tablespoons worth. I'm not going to add too much to it. I am going to today, though, I'm going to add a few of these chili peppers just to bring a little bit of spiciness to it. Because the brown stew chicken is not spicy at all. Even though I mentioned that I put the habanero pepper sauce in it, the little that I put in there, about a tablespoon's worth with all of that chicken and gravy and sauce, is really not spicy. So I'm just going to break these. I'm going to leave them just in halves just to give it a little bit of flavor. And that's it. Okay, look at how delicious and hearty that brown stew chicken looks. And it smells so good, and I already know it's good. And the cabbage has already started to shrink down. It's almost half the height now, so we can give it a stir. Just give it a nice little stir. Look at how good that looks. It's almost done. I don't like to cook my cabbage until it's soggy. I like to still have crunch in all of my vegetables. Okay, look at how delicious the cabbage looks. It's perfectly done. Cut that off, and I'm going to bring this over here to my other wooden bowl. Get that all scooped in there. It's nice and hot. Everything is done, and we're ready to eat. It smells so good in here. I don't suppose he'll mind me taking a little taste of his plate. I have over here also, this is actually water. It's not sweet. It's water that's been infused with cucumber, peppermint, and ginger. It's not sweet, but it has a nice refreshing taste. I just garnished it with a slice of cucumber, sprinkled a dab of cinnamon on the top, and we're good to go. And you know I'm blending down the white meat. Delicious. As my mama said, nothing no better. Come back to the Irie kitchen again. Be blessed.